Hello viewers, once again welcome back to Java Jagran. As part of collection video series, today I am going to talk about the ArrayList. So as part of this video, I will explain you all the things about the ArrayList. In this video, I am going to cover about the first is the introduction of the ArrayList. After that, I will show you how to add the data into the ArrayList. That is how to add at the end of the list and how to add at the specific location in the middle, suppose on the middle, on the beginning, on some given location. And then after I will talk how to retrieve the data from the array list. This is also having the two way. One is how to retrieve one by one element from the array list, and another is how to get all the element at one shot. So after that I will talk about the how to replace the data or update. Suppose at some location some data is already there, we want to update the data. So how to do that in array list, and after how to remove the and delete the data from the array list. Then after how to the search a specific data in the array list. So this is the what I'm going to cover as part of this video. So first of all, I want to talk about the ArrayList. So what is the ArrayList? You people might be seen my the previous video about the vector. So I talk about the vector. So actually the ArrayList is the you can say that some next version of the vector. Not next version, but it's having some more functionality, and because there's some difference between the vector and ArrayList. Some of the people are always asking what is the difference between vector and ArrayList. If already vector then why ArrayList came. So I will in other video will give you the idea about the difference between vector and ArrayList separately. So I'm not going to talk here about the difference between the vector and ArrayList. I'm totally going to concentrate on the ArrayList only. So ArrayList is actually the list collection. So what it is same like a vector. You can add the data into the array list, all the data one by one. List it will whatever data you will add, that will going to store in a same manner how you added data. So it will and how many data you can want add, you can add it into the array list. It internally it's also using the global array algorithm. Hope you people have know about the global array. If you don't know, in my previous vector video also I explained the global array. In this video also upcoming some next video I will explain about the internals of the array list. There I will talk about the what is the global array, how to implement the global array once again. So here I am just going to talk about the functionality, how to do the on the top level scenario. So let's start. So first I am going to show how to add the data into the array list. So before the adding, we have to create the array list. So here what I'm going to first how to create an array list. So same like a vector, here also having, suppose if you will see, I'm using starting only I told I am going to use the generics for all the collection video. So I'm using generics equal to new array. So if you people observe here, here the three method is there. See, is showing double. Don't bother about that. So one is the array with the empty parameter. One is with the collection, and one is with the initial capacity. So if you people observe here, no constructor with the called incremental capacity, because ArrayList not allowed to user to choose how they will increase the capacity of the ArrayList. That is maintained by the internally, and I will talk about how this increasing and all the things. So here we can create array list in three manner. One is by empty, so it will create the empty array list by some 10 packet data. That I will talk about the internals in other thing. One is if you have the already with some data you want to create with that data array list, you can use this one. And if you want to give the initial capacity, then you can use. I'm going to as of now I'm going to use this one. So this is how I'm created the array list. Now I have to add the data into the array list. So for adding, same like a vector, we have the add method. So in add method we can pass the data whatever you want to add. So suppose here I am going to add RAM, so it will add the data into the RAM. I'm going to add one more data, like suppose I'm going to add, yeah, so it will add the data both of the. So now try to run the program and see the data is added or not. I'm going to run the program. So see, no output because the data is added into the array list, but we are not printing that data. So that's why it's not showing the data. So here it's going. So we have to print it the data. So for that, what we can do, we have to go to the how to retrieve the data. So for the retrieving the data, we can go like list dot. You can use the get method. So in get method, you have to pass the index on the which index data you want. So and the index is the zero basis. It means that if you want the first element, then you have to pass the zero. If you want the second element, you have to pass one. So see, I am requesting that give me the zero index data. So now I am going to run the program. See, RAM is coming, so zero index. If I will request for the first index, it will return the first index data. See, it's returning the first index data. So this is how we can retrieve the single element from the array list. So this is if you have to add the data, you can go and use this one. If you have to add the get the single data, then you can use this. This is the but if you people see that it's adding the data on the last. How? Wait, I will talk about that. First, I want to show you the another way of retrieving the data from the array list. So how you can retrieve it is this is the how to get the single element data. But if you have to print the data on the console, so what we can, or if you want to get all the data in one string form, you can just print the list. If you people might know that whenever we are passing the any object into the println method, it will internally call automatically the toString method, and in the toString method of ArrayList is overridden that it will return the all the data. It will take the all the data from ArrayList and concatenate it into the one string, and it will return the all list. So if we will print this one, we will get that it's the printing the all the data whatever there is available into the array list. So this is how if you want to get the all the data in one as a string, so it will concatenate all the data in one string and will return the all the data. So if you people observe that the data is adding onto the last. So if you have to add some specific location, suppose this is I'm going to add some more data. Suppose I am having the 4 data. If you will print it, you will see the 4 data, Ram, Syam, Mohan and so on. So now I want to add one new data at the, suppose after the Syam and before the Mohan, I want to add one new data. So what I can do is this dot add. You can call the add method, but not the single argument. You can have to call the two argument, and where you want to add after the Siam. So it's all the collections working on the zero index. So zero first, after the first index on the second index you want to add. So second index we want to add. Suppose suppose I want to add. So if you will see it, see now at the second index it's added the sigma. So this is how if you want to add the specific location, if you will give the 0, it will add to the 0 location. If you will do whatever the location you will give, it will add at that location. So this is the two way of adding the data into the array list. One is the adding onto the end. If you will directly call the add method single argument, it will add the under the last of the array list. If you want to add at some specific location, then you have to call the two argument add method. First is the location where you want to add, and second is the data whatever you want to add. So this is how you can add the data, and it's how to retrieve all the data. I already shown you. If you have to suppose you get the one data, So we have to call the list dot get method. You have to call the get method and you have to pass the index, so it will return the specific data whatever you want at the second element. So now you want to see, this is how to retrieve the one element. Now if you want to retrieve the all the element at one shot, so for that you have to go with the either the iterator or the retrieving the data from the array list. There is the two way, one is the iterator, another is the list iterator. So iterator is nothing if you have to get, so you people might know about the enhanced for loop. So what we can do is you can directly go with the for loop. If you will go over the iterator, it will automatically take it, or we can go the iterator we created the atr equal to we are not going through this one. So I will not, so how we can go is iterator itr equal to this dot iterator. So what it will do, it will return the iterator of the all the element whatever the available into the array list. Sorry. Yes, it will return the all the data whatever available into the array list. We have the iterator of the that data. Now we can go through the iterate it. Suppose we can use the while loop, the while loop, or we can print it like this. Itr dot has next. If the next element is there, then the loop will be iterating sys out itr dot next. We have to call the next method, so it will return the element from the, see, it will returning. If you are getting confused, what I can do, I can comment this line, I can comment this line, so this all will print the whatever the data in the, see, it will print, it will one by one you can get the all the data from the list iterator array list. So this is how the list, one other way the getting through the list iterator. So I will talk about the iterator and list iterator in some other video in the details manner. So here just I'm showing you how to retrieve data. So this is how to the just now I covered how to the add data at the end or at the specific location, how to retrieve data one by one. For the one by one you have to call the method get. For the at all at one shot you have to call either iterator or list iterator, or if you want to get as a string you can call the toString method also. So after that, how to replace or update the data in ArrayList. So see, or the suppose at the second location I added the Gita, but now what I want to update the data. So now I don't want Gita, I want some other data on the second location. So what we can do, dot we have to call the set method. Which location? Second location. I want, suppose, Murli. The second location I want to add the Murli, so I'm going to uncomment this, so you can see the data whatever there in the array list. If you will run it, see on the second location before so for your confusion, what I'm going to, before the calling the set method, I'm going to print it. So you people will not get confused that how it's. So first line it will print before the calling the set method, and next line it will print after calling this. Before the data is Sita, after calling the set method it will placed into the Murli. So what it will do, it will just go into that location and replace the data. So this is how to replace the data from the array list. So the next one is the replace or update is over. Now the how to delete the data from the array list, or how to the search the data. So for that what we can do is, if you have to delete the data from the array list, what you can do is you have to call the remove method. See, so remove method is also overloaded. So there is the two remove method. One is the index based, another is the object based. So first one is I'm going to first show out the index. So suppose I want to delete the data from the first index. This means which data I want to delete the Syam. I want to delete the Syam. So what it will do, it will first it will print the I'm just keeping it so that we can get that before what is the data and after what is the data. So better to for more convenience, after the replacing data I'm printing it so that we can get the what is the data before removing and after removing. So if you will see that before removing Ram, Syam, Murli, Mohan, so on is there. But after what I told you, remove from the first location. So what I did from the first location, Syam is removed from the list and Murli come into the first location and one bit it's shifted. This is internally I will talk about in the other video. So this is how to remove at the specific location. If you have to remove by the object, if you already know what the data I want to remove, so in that case you can call the remove method with the object. So in the with the object, what you have to do, you have to pass the data. Suppose what we want to remove, suppose I want to remove the RAM. So what it will do, it will remove the first data. So see, before the data is RAM, Sam only, it's remove the first data. So this is how to remove the data. So whenever you know the data, whatever the data you want to delete, if you know that, then in that case what you can do is you can call the remove method with object, so you can remove that. But in some cases you don't know the data, what is the data available there, and still you want to remove it, then but you know the index where it's available. So in that case what you can do, you can call the index method, so it will remove the data from that index. So this is how to remove the data. Next is how to search the data. So for searching the data from the array list, what we have is we have the index of method. So what the index of method used to do is, suppose list dot index of, suppose some RAM. I'm passing RAM. So what it will do, it will search into the list and it will return the one integer value. So it will return one integer value that where the RAM is available in the list. If the RAM is available at some location, it will return the index of that location. Else it will return the -1. See, after that I'm going to print the index. So see where 0. So where the RAM is available at the 0 location. If you will search for the Sohan, what it will do? It will search for the Sohan and it will return where the Sohan is available. So Sohan is available at 4th index. 1, 2, 3, 4th, and so sorry, it will start with the 0, 1, 2, 3 at 4th location. The Sohan is available. So it will search from the array list and it will return the object data. So see, if I'm one thing that if there's some condition, I can suppose see Sohan 1, but Sohan 1 is not available in the list. So what it will do, it will return the -1. If the data is not available in the list, it will return the -1. So on that basis we can do the justice. One other method is one more method is there for the searching. We cannot call it searching, but suppose we already some data, we want to know that some data is available. Just we don't want the index where it's available, where not available. I don't want. I just want to know that whether it's available or not. So for that we can call the method called contains. So dot contains, we have to call the contains method. So what it will do, it will search for the data in the list. If it's available, it will return true, else it will return the false. So see, it's a true, it means the data is available. But whenever we will search for the so on some wrong data, then it will show that that is false, which means the data is not available into the list. So this is how to do the operations into the list. But this is the what I go with string. So next what we have to do is some cases but if you in real time, if you will go, we are not working with this string and integer like this. So you have to work with some real data like some of custom classes or some. So in that case what we need, suppose I have the one student. In that I have two objects, private int id and private string name. I have two methods. uh, I'm going to provide the getter and setter method. Sorry. Yeah, I'm going to provide the getter and setter method for all the data. So this is the I just provided for the convenience, because all the field are private, so we can set it. And along with that, for the easy convenience, I'm going to create one parameterized constructor also. So let's create one parameterized constructor. So what I will do is id comma string name. And here this dot id equal to id, and this dot name equal to name. So I created one parameterized constructor for the convenience in this. So now let's try with the adding with that. What I'm going to do on the string, I'm going to add what a student. I'm going to add the student class data. Okay. So now what I'm going to add here, new student one and name is Ram. Same like new student id is 2, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to add the name Shyam. Same like new student id is 3, name is Mohan. Here also id is 4, name is Sohan. And I further replace also, what I am going to do is student id is, suppose I am giving 6 and name is Sita. So this is for the set also, you can call like no student id is 11, name is Murli. So this is how we can we are adding the data into the list. So see, now if you have to get the data from the array list, so what you have to do is, suppose if you want to print data, I am going to comment these all things, I don't need as of now. But as of now, if you will print the data, it will come like this. It will not show the data, it will see how it's showing some of the location of the address. This is how it's coming. So why it's coming like that, it will internally calling the toString method and all. So I will talk about the next step. As of now, what I'm going to do, I'm just going to provide here one toString method. So see, now if you will run it, it will print the data. So it's coming from the toString. I just overwritten the toString method here. So it's how we will override it will come there data. So this is the, but now the question is how getting the data. So sys out list dot get of first index. So see, getting the data, it's coming fine. So on the first index the Siam is there, sir, it's coming fine, so no problem for the getting the data. Now let's try to remove the data. After the removing, again I'm going to print it. So see, where I remove the first index data, on the first index the Siam is there, so the object is removed from the list. It will see to the list. So if you will see that, yeah, this is the second data is removed. So now you have to remove it based on the object. So see, now I'm going to remove based on the object. sorry, yeah, it will remove based on the object second Sam, but still the object is here, the second and Sam object is here, so it's not removed still. So why it's not removed there, I will talk about the later. As of now I'm going to override here the equals method. So this is for the removing etc thing, it will call the internally the equals method. So as of now what I'm going to do is I'm going to if a statement if before that st equal to okay, I'm going to just cast that object so we can call the easily. So now if I'm going to let's say if st dot id equal to id and I'm going to use the sorry, and operator st dot name equal to name, then if the equal to it will return true, else it will return the false. So this is how. Now see, if you run it, see the second object is removed. So because for knowing the each object, it will cause in the internal object. So like this only, if you want to get the for the index of method, so same like the index of method also. Suppose if you will call the Sam, so it will get the, just you have to keep in mind that you have to override the two method. If you are using the custom object, then you have to do it, you have to add the two method in the your custom class object. One is the to string and one is the equals method. So I will give you the importance of this method in the next video, and where I will talk about the internal. As of now, that's all.